when it was just, you thought it was safe to get back on the internet and go watch a nice anime that wouldn't cringe you out.
I smell a goblin.
There are those out there that are just like trying to hide these situations now. They're trying to hide redo the healer. They're trying to make sure we don't talk about it. And then, because they hark back over at two other animes that they were just, ooh, it's cringy. We can't have it. But guess what? One anime is coming back. That's right, folks. We were just wondering. We were really wondering. That's right. Goblin Slayer, the controversial Goblin Slayer, is on its way back for season 2. That's way more goblin fighting, more goblin killing, and probably more cringe on Twitter by those who just basically just doesn't get this, and they just go mad. They go mad. I'm surprised they didn't go crazy over after redo the healer when the guy just, yeah, exactly. But hey, listen, let me tell you something. I've enjoyed Goblin Slayer. It's been a very good anime. It's been a very good series. Most of you say, well, it's had the rape scenes in it, really, sort of rape scene, and most people they're like, I haven't read the manga, so I don't know if there's any more big rape scenes in there. But from what we got from episode 1, I've seen more cringier rape scenes, and I actually redo the healer. But actually, there've been films and other anime, and a lot of other stuff that have had rape scenes in it. And people, they say we can't have that. We can't have that. Yeah, we can. If it's done in the right, proper way, let me tell you something. Life is never easy. Life is never easy. And now that we're getting this back, and like I said, I enjoyed it. It was very good. It was very well done. There have been abridged versions. The abridged version has been very funny. I love the abridged version. If you haven't catched the abridged version of Goblin Slayer, do catch it. I think it's in 4 parts, and it's done very well done on there. Especially the voice of the Goblin Slayer. I just love it, especially when he takes his helmet off and puts the helmet back on. The voice completely changes.
You seem quieter than usual.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the same good old Goblin Slayer, and I slay goblins.
Well,
but it looks like we're getting all the characters back. There is a video out there that's giving up the key presentation. I mean, they've been talking about this since last year. I think even after season 1 finished, they said, will they do a season 2? Will they do a season 2? Of course, obviously they're going to be doing a season 2. It is popular on there, and it's done very well for itself. And like I said, the characters are the most basic characters you're going to get. It's like playing D&D. I mean, you have Goblin Slayer, you got a healer, you got the wizard, and you got all these characters all woven in, and they're not into major details. It's just plain simple action, something you would see in a playing D&D. With the exception of the goblin part, the nasty goblins. Will there be more goblin doing the nasty? There's a possibility. I don't know. Like I said, I've not read the manga, and probably there is more in the manga. But you have to hark back, and you hear these people, these Twitter Puritans, they talk about this day in, day out, and they say, well, we can't have it. We can't have this. It's wrong. Who says so? Who says it's a story? And I hark back this. They kind of expect the story to be a Brady Bunch ending. Last 28 minutes with commercials, and basically everyone is happy at the end. Nobody dies, nothing on. Let me tell you something. People die. things happen to people. Let's put it in that perspective. People get robbed, people get raped, people get attacked, people get killed. It's the nature of the universe itself. If you're going to make a story that just basically nothing happens, nobody's going to watch it. Nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to, look at that particular problem. But if you make one where there's a lot of action, there's a lot of situations on there, and it's not glorifying anything. It is the story itself. There are many things I can hark back to. You could look on the screen there and see all these things that are back and forth. And when we get to redo the healer, we're going to be going further into some of them, and it is amazing on there. I mean, it's everything from novels straight on to anime to movies. They've been done straight up, straight down in many different ways. A lot of the Asian content, from Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea, Japan. They've created some real graphic movies. And they have been on this side of the world as well. In the U.S., we've had plenty of movies, and this is not something recent. You could hark back this all the way back to the 60s on there. And, the way they're edited, the way it's portrayed, there was a time, that people thought Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the most horrific thing in the world. The bloodiest thing, and it was just the most graphic thing in the world. But when you look at it and you're like, gee, they're just infusing by camera techniques that this person was going to be died horribly, and there wasn't really a major graphic scene in that movie. There were graphic scenes, but not to the way, that catered to bands, where movies like that were banned back then. But getting back to Goblin Slayer, I'm so glad this is going to be back. We're going to see what adventures Goblin Slayer and his team of adventurers will get into this time around. Will we find out those three adventurers that showed up that killed the Demon Lord? Will we hook up with them? Because that's what we saw that in I think it was the very last episode that they came across on there. And I believe they were just coming to the town where Goblin Slayer lives. So hopefully we'll get to see what goes on that. Do check it out. TacoMagazine.com has the video. You could probably check it out. I didn't put it up on here because it has content music that'll get flagged, and I've already been flagged twice this week. But hey, listen, showed you a little bit of what I can, and that's the best we can. If you made it to this part of the video, thank you. Subscribe, like, share. Description below on everything else. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being there. Bye-bye now.
To be a Goblin Slayer, you must smell like a Goblin Slayer.
Is that why you smell so rancid?
It's my Goblin musk. Now put it on!